Thank you for joining the BU Motivate podcast. We are a wellness community. We focus on beauty, fitness, wellness, and motivation. So check out our website at www.bumotivate.com. And one of the things that we do is we curate some expert advice in those topics for our members and community. And so today we're focused on skincare and Skincare Month. And we have CEO and founder of Beauty FX and Beauty Bites, Denise Manning. So Denise, thank you for being here with us
Thank you
today.
so much for having me, Kim. Really
Yeah.
happy to be here.
And we have Krista on joining with us also from across the United States.
Hello, and I'm so excited to hear more about all that you have to offer, Denise.
Excited to share.
We're very excited. So Denise, why don't you start off with telling us a little bit about you and your journey?
Sure. So I'm a transplant from London. I lived there for 25 years. I've come to LA about 3 years ago, actually 4 years ago now, just off the back of COVID. Prior to that, I spent 10 years in business development with a company in the UK, working under Richard Branson and developing a lot of his different businesses. And then I left Virgin and I went over to luxury goods, and that's where I started my own luxury goods company. And I had that business for 18 years. And, I'm, probably a serial entrepreneur is probably what you could call me. So I've kind of dabbled in various things over the course of my career. And in reflection, I've actually been servicing women in the beauty space in some capacity over the last 30 years.
I love that.
So it's really interesting that when we came to LA, it was a clean slate for me. I wasn't really sure what it was I wanted to do.
Right.
And I came here, and I'll share my story in a little bit about Beauty FX, but it was a real changing point for me at that time.
Okay, so it's a pivotal change because you were a nutritionist, is that right?
I am.
You are a nutritionist.
Yes, I am.
One doesn't become a nutritionist, do it?
No. You can choose to practice it regularly,
Right.
or
So
you
you're a
can apply it
nutritionist, yeah. So kind of what's that pivotal moment, right, to where it got you to where you are today?
For me, it was more of my personal journey. Having a background in nutrition was a really important part of the development of this business. And when I moved from the UK, it was a really uncertain time for me, and it was also COVID. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. I'm moving to a city where I knew no one, and I'm originally from the East Coast, even though I was in London for 25 years. And I found myself in a very stressful state. Mm-hmm. And we all know what stress can do to the body. And I just literally watched everything about me turn into something I was very unfamiliar with. And that was the condition of my hair, the health of my hair, the health of my skin, my lean muscle mass. All of that changed dramatically over the course of these 3 months in transitioning from the UK. And I did try everything. I was on probably every hair vitamin, that you could find, any gummy powder, you name it. I was trying it. And at the same time, I'm very fitness orientated, and with my nutritional background, I know what's in bars.
I was going to say, that was when you said that you tried everything. I would think I would want you next to me as I'm trying, because I like to try everything too. And I'd want you next to me as a nutrition, because you have the leg up, right? Because you can look at the ingredients and be like, oh, I don't think so.
Correct. So. And there's a real difference between regulations in the UK and regulations in America. And when I got here, I couldn't find a clean bar. Wow. I could not find a clean bar. And if I found anything that was remotely clean, it tasted terrible.
Like wax.
Exactly. So I literally one day, a handful of vitamins in one hand, another terrible tasting bar in the other. And I thought, why can't I just have it all in one place? Why can't women just snack clean with function that does something for you and is good for you? And that's how the concept started.
Okay.
And so it evolved from there. Really.
It was your personal,
your personal
journey. And okay. So, and Krista, jump in with some of your questions too, because I know you have a lot of questions as well.
Yeah, I want to hear more about the Beauty Bites and like what was your mission and some of the signature products that you have with that.
Yes, sure. I'd love to share. So the mission really was to be able to provide women with a clean way of eating, with food that functions. So overall holistic wellness. We really want to give women choice and to be in control of their wellness starting from the inside. So these Beauty Bites are formulated exactly for that. They are collagen based, and we all know there's loads of science behind collagen and how good it is for you.
Yes.
So it's the proprietary ingredient at the base of this bar. And then we have supplemented it with all the functional ingredients you need for beauty. So in this bar, we have hyaluronic acid, we have biotin, we have keratin, we have sacha inche, which is a complete protein, which means it has all 9 amino acids, which is very difficult to find in one place and also very costly. But we put this in the bar, and that ramps up the protein content of this very high. So this little bite has between 9 and 10 grams of protein, depending on the flavor. And then we have A, C, and E in here as well. So you get close to 70% of your A, C, and E in this bar. So it really is a bar that functions.
Well, and you mentioned flavor. You mentioned flavor, and earlier,
Yes, we have
I can
3
have,
great
so
flavors. We have 3
is
great
it
flavors.
yummy? Are
Is
you
it
just?
yummy?
It is. It absolutely is. So my favorite, there's a turmeric,
It's lemon, ginger,
lemon,
turmeric,
ginger, turmeric. There's a peanut butter,
salted peanut butter.
salted peanut butter, and a chocolate raspberry.
Yes.
And that's my favorite. And so I was fortunate enough to go to your launch, and you gave us a box. And of course, we get to sample all of the different ones. And then I immediately ordered some more chocolate raspberry. And now I have to hide them from my husband. So
That's a good
Well,
sign.
I have,
for sure, because to your point, they all taste like wax, right? I think
Yeah.
that's been my experience too. And I think
Yeah.
they do. And so to find one that actually tastes good, and it's so tiny, it's like this big, right? So to know that that's actually a vitamin. So what's interesting for me is that it's actually beauty, right? It's like a supplement. If you think about more of a supplement because of the ingredients you put into it versus a snack.
Yeah, we're at the intersection of beauty and food. That's how we're positioned. So we're not going up against the protein bar market. We are a beauty solution. So we are looking at beauty distributions. You'll find us in med spas and wellness centers and niche marketers like an Irwan or Jade's Market. But we really are positioned as a beauty solution. And that is what we are. I mean, we spent 3 years developing this.
Wow.
So it was a lot of it based on taste, because I did not want to put a product
Right.
out there that didn't taste good.
Yeah.
And it also had to work, because for me, I can't get behind something that.
Right, as a nutritionist,
Yeah.
right, for sure.
and I have a super ignorant question. So you said hyaluronic acid is in this
Hyaluronic.
bar. I thought that was just topical. I didn't know that was something you could ingest. So
In
that's
fact, it's
brand new
better to
information for
ingest
me.
it, because on the surface, all it does is it gets just below the surface of your skin to plump it up and to hold moisture. But
Mhm.
when you feed your body hyaluronic, it helps to generate it naturally, so your skin becomes a little bit more luminous and more hydrated. And
Yeah, I had no idea.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
you can take supplements of hyaluronic acid. Yeah.
Oh, wow, there you go. You learned something new today, Krista.
There you go.
So let's talk about, I want to kind of shift to, some of the things that are trending, because you said it's nutrition, beauty supplements, and one of the trends that we've had a conversation about is the GLP-1s, right? So the Ozempic, the tirzepatides, all of that's a craze going on right now, right? Like that is everywhere,
Yeah.
everyone's taking it. Does this complement have any effect, or just completely independent, beauty bites? If you're taking any of these other
Supplements.
yeah.
In fact, one of the biggest studies with the GLP-1 is that if you are not weight training pretty hard, you are in risk of losing your lean muscle mass, right? Because the weight loss tends to be very quick when you're on GLP-1. It also decreases your appetite, because it's it's a receptor, right? It decreases your sense of appetite by controlling your glycogen, which then controls your insulin, which then keeps your blood sugar level, so that you can have a more sustained appetite. So sustained meaning less of an appetite.
Right.
And then your digestion will slow down. And again, you don't want to eat, so you have less calorie intake, and therefore you lose weight. So basically, with something like this, because we are supplemented for lean muscle mass with the high protein, and we have all the beauty vitamins, the hyaluronics particularly, that's really good for your skin, it helps with those side effects such as hair health, skin laxity, and loss of lean muscle. So it's a really good partner if you are on GLP-1.
Okay.
And there's no interference with GLP-1. This is a completely pure and natural bar, but it's really good to make sure you're getting your protein allotment, particularly because you have 2 bars a day and you're at 20 grams
Right, that's a
of
lot.
protein, and it's a
Yeah,
lot. So
yeah.
it's GLP-1 is not going anywhere. I feel that what's happening now is a bit of a shift in understanding and learning how to approach wellness. And GLP-1 is the industry's, they're reacting to this. They're responding to people on GLP-1,
Yep.
and it's important. And they're going towards this with higher protein products, more clean products, because they know now that people are craving information that's real information and craving clean food, especially if you're on a GLP-1.
For sure, everything is clean now.
Makeup.
Skincare. We did a whole we've done a whole thing on makeup, clean makeup. So we know all about that, making those transitions. So I appreciate that it's clean,
it's clean, and it's perfect partner if you're on GLP-1.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good. So that's good to know. And then any side effects, negative things?
Yeah,
I mean, it's clean, it's got all the right
clean,
ingredients.
It does.
Is there anyone who should not take it?
There's no one who should not take it, but we always say, and this is on our website, that biotin, if you even take it in supplement form, you really do need to consult your doctor if you're going to have certain lab tests done. So that's just for anybody on biotin anyway. And because we have biotin in the bar.
And what is biotin?
Biotin is the strengthener for your hair,
Okay.
hair strength and growth. And biotin you can also get in a lot of foods that you eat. So if you're also supplementing, even if it's not a beauty bar like mine, with vitamins of biotin, and you're eating a lot of spinach or other vegetables like this, you will get plenty of biotin. So if you are planning on having any kind of blood work done, just check with your doctor, and he'll probably make you come off your supplements for a few days before you get your tests.
Generally.
Yeah, that's standard across anyone taking vitamins, especially biotin.
And you had mentioned you happen to hide these from your husband, so it doesn't matter, male or female, you can enjoy these
100%.
and enjoy their
Yeah, I mean,
benefits.
Of
And
course.
any age, I mean, you keep talking about a hair care. I noticed my hair's changed a lot since I've hit menopause,
Yes, that's
you
right.
know.
This is really great for menopausal, because that's exactly what happens right around that time, premenopausal through menopause. You see these huge hormonal shifts and changes, and the lack of or the decreasing of estrogen is a direct impact on your hair, your skin, and your nails. And supplementing that with something like this could be helpful in supporting that.
Yeah, I think my hair is the first place I noticed it. My hairdresser
Oh.
told me that I was in menopause before my doctor did, because of the way my hair was reacting. Mhm.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah,
It was
but-
probably because of your attitude.
That could have been.
Had nothing to do with your hair. No, I'm kidding. This girl's grouchy. She must.
She must be.
No, I'm kidding. So what were some of the biggest ahas that you discovered when you were going through the making of the process? Were there any like,
oh my
oh
goodness.
man,
Oh
like
gosh.
it came out gooey or something like,
Oh my gosh.
what are
I
some
mean, I don't
good-
even know where to start on that.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start.
give
with
us
that
some
one.
good, spill the tea.
3 years of trial and error. Yeah.
Precisely. That says it right there. There was a lot of pivoting. There was a lot of going, oh my gosh, is this actually going to be able to happen? Because they're not getting it right, or this is happening. So
Right.
I have to say probably the most, well, there are two.
Okay.
There are two. When we moved from our first co-packer, we thought, okay, we're going to go to this very niche co-packer because he kind of gets the concept. And because our bar is very specialized, not very many co-packers knew what to do with this, right? They're
Right.
like, okay, this is something completely new. We're not sure we'll be able to produce it through the line, blah, blah, blah. So we went to this guy on the East Coast. And he's like, yeah, this is no problem. This is exactly what we do. Da, da, da. We're
Right.
so excited. This is earlier on in the process. This is probably about year one, where we're thinking we're going to be
Yeah.
launching in 6 months. And he sends us the line samples,
Oh no.
and they arrive. And honestly, we opened the package and it just went like that. Like it wasn't even a bar. It was like a goo. It was like-
syrup, yeah,
it was-
gooey. That's what I was picturing. Like that must like this being solid, the density.
It
Yeah.
was not there. And we thought, does he think this is correct? Like
Yeah.
this can't be right. So, we called him and he said, didn't they come out fabulous? I'm like,
No.
are they shelf stable? Because they arrived to us like goo.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we did have to move on from there. And
Okay.
that was another like, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to do that?
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
have to say, you have to be really resilient when you have a dream.
Oh,
You cannot give up on it. You just have to keep plowing forward. So,
persevere.
And always take longer, no matter what it is. It
Oh,
takes
yeah.
longer and costs more
Oh,
than
yeah.
what you originally think.
100% true.
Building a house, starting a business.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Everything.
We showed up the second one. We showed up in where our manufacturer is now. And we're very excited because we finally have our production run happening. So we fly out there. We decide we're making a weekend out of it. Our production is Monday at 12 noon.
Okay.
At 11 a.m. on Monday morning, we're dressed and about to go out the door, and we get a call from the co-packer saying, one of your ingredients actually didn't come on Friday. On Friday. And so we have to push back your production date
Mm.
to when it arrives. Well, when is it going to arrive? Well, we think it's Wednesday. We
Mm.
think it's Wednesday. So my husband says, I can't stay here
Right.
until Wednesday. I'm in this now. I'm in
Yeah.
the hotel. Wednesday, the ingredient's not there. Thursday, the ingredient's not there. Friday morning, the ingredient arrives. Okay, we can do production 2 a.m. Friday night.
Oh, wow.
2 a.m. Friday night. I am at the manufacturer
Wow.
at 2 a.m. Friday night. I was determined that
I
I was
bet
going to
you
see
were.
this through
Yeah.
production. I didn't care if
Nobody's
it was 2
going home. You're staying here.
And there I stood in that factory at 2 a.m. all the way through until 6 o'clock the next night. And then I
Wow.
got
And how great that they stuck it out with you too.
I know. I
Wow.
think that probably was the final like,
Like, I'm doing this.
I'm doing this, and if this falls apart now, then the universe is telling me something.
Right. That means there's something. Yeah, I'm doing something
Yeah.
wrong.
So there have been a few of those along the way.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's always, you said you persevere, but those are the lessons that we learned, aren't they?
Oh,
So
completely. I
we
mean,
learn from those and they keep you, it makes it all that much more special when it does come to fruition.
That's
So
very,
that's
very
great.
true.
So,
And those who have been following the journey as well, you know,
yeah.
they're like, you know, I remember when, because it was
Right.
3 years ago when you
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
this. And
for
then I would
sure.
talk about it quite a bit for a while. And then I finally just said, I'm not
Yeah.
going to talk about it anymore until I have something really substantial to tell you. And so it's been really great the last few months to be able to bring people along with it.
And
We're
just-
back. We're
and to
happening.
see it and it all
Yeah.
looks good. And so, yeah, well, mine did not melt.
No,
It was
they're
great.
great
So
now.
got it
You
in
have
the
a
mail.
new
Nice
co-packer.
packaging and everything. So it was all very
Yes.
nicely done. So, my next question is kind of going on to the beauty, but what do you see? Two questions. What is the most exciting thing you see right now in beauty or skincare? And then like trending. And then what is your prediction for what's the next sort of 3 to 5 years look like? Do you predict?
Oh my goodness, that's a really good question, actually. So I would say what's exciting me the most in food, it's all about the function, right?
Mhm.
It's really people getting on board with don't shortcut, choose things that are going to benefit you, and you're not going to eat empty calories,
Right.
empty anything. Like I do really believe we're on that forefront now of the landscape of food and snacking and all that is going to change. And that's super exciting for me, particularly
Yeah.
believing in that so much.
Yeah.
So that's that from a food perspective. From a skincare perspective, I'm really interested in this whole trend of exosomes
Yes.
and what they're doing for your skin and how they are anti-inflammatory and how that actually will help you in the
Yep.
aging process.
Mhm.
So I'll be very interested to see how that evolves as we go forward.
Yep.
But those two things they're kind of exciting for me.
Oh,
right
for
now,
sure.
watching that.
For sure. And one of our previous podcasts, we talked a lot about exosomes. So
Yeah.
you're not the only one
Yeah.
that's liking that, expecting that to trend and, kind of go forward.
Yeah, I think
So,
we're going to see a lot more advances with that.
for sure.
We want to get a few takeaways for our listeners. So what's one daily ritual that like you would swear by that our listeners could make it a habit?
And I have to just choose one. So I only get one.
Just one, make it a good
Just
one.
I think that training is really important. I think moving is really important at any age, but particularly when you get further up in years and with menopause and everything. Weight training. And
When you're like us in your 30s.
correct.
Yeah.
Just start
Yeah, well, something for us to look forward to. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny, I say that, but I don't mean like go out and, you know, lift 100 pounds. Just start
Yeah.
lifting some weights and
Mhm.
progress from there. And I really think that's important. That's one thing that's a non-negotiable for me.
Well, I
Non-negotiable.
appreciate you saying that, and you had mentioned that when you said GLP-1s that people really need to be, a lot of people say, I could just take the shot and my weight's just going to fall off. I'm just going to lose weight. And they're pleased with that, not realizing that they need to be working out as they go through it.
Yeah.
The skin will start sagging, that
Yeah.
I think I've heard somewhere it could lead to like your bone density loss and
Yeah.
osteoporosis and
Yeah.
all these other things. So yeah, so definitely if you're taking that, really do all the work. Don't just take the shot and say I've done enough. You have to do.
Yeah, that's right. It's
Yeah.
Eat the protein
part of
more.
your lifestyle. If you're going to be
Yeah.
on that journey, you need to make sure you're hitting your protein goals every day. Make sure you are lifting weights and make sure you're moving and taking care of your skin and your hair. It's not a quick fix. You know, I think a lot of women are thinking that it's a quick fix if they're not educated enough about what they need to do while they're on it. And that's going to be really important. That messaging going forward, long term, given that it's not going anywhere, it's, going to become part of everybody's routine, if you will, who choose to try it. So I think the messaging is really important, and exercise is definitely at the top of my list, regardless. Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. So, if you want, do you want to have any offers for our listeners if they tag us or anything like that? And you can say no, but
No, are you? No, I'm
if you
happy.
subscribe or comment or tag Beauty
100%.
Bites.
Yes, we will offer the 15% off anyone who
Perfect.
tags us on your posts. And you go to our website and you subscribe as well. You get another 15% permanently off. So
Oh.
there's all kinds of great things happening.
Oh,
I'm really happy.
fantastic.
And what is your Instagram and your website?
So the website is yourbeautyfx.com and our Instagram page is BeautyFX Bites.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
BeautyFX
Denise,
Bites.
thank you so much for being on our
Thank you for having
podcast.
me.
And
So nice to be with both of you.
everyone go out and order your Beauty Bites today and tell us which flavor you like the best.
Yes, tell us, because that's super important. We're getting
For
all kinds
sure.
of interesting.
How about
information.
they comment and tell what flavors they would like to see?
Even better. We are in development, so
There
we
you
can
go.
take all that information on board right now. So
There you go.
definitely do that.
All right. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. It was so much fun.
Thanks, everyone.